I'll show you how to spin fire. The NFT analyzer, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your Memecoins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a treat, show you where to excel.
Yo guys, Mega GMs. Oh, cool shit. Cass. Good morning, Murray. Good morning. Join the GMs. Drop King. GM, sir. It's good to see you guys. Happy Thursday. It is May 15th. God damn, dude. Halfway through May already. And dude, we're like almost halfway through the year. We're getting there. Crazy. It's good crazy. Market's looking all right. Market looking okay to you guys? Looking okay. I'm glad we hit where we hit. I'm glad you have won my bet. I'm not super sure we cooked the rest of the month. I know we all hope. We'll see, man. Went all in 4K points into super 500 per. Yeah, we'll do our virtuals check-in. Yeah, I like it. The game within the game, the points versus returns, and I don't know, man. I think virtuals is still pretty under the radar, if that makes sense. I think for you guys, it makes a lot of sense, right? People know about it, but people think I got a text from a buddy yesterday who was asking how to finally get in because he's kind of feeling the same thing. He's like, okay, most of his buddies are like, fuck virtuals. It already happened. It's done. And if you're in virtuals, you know it's probably just starting. It's crazy. It's crazy potential over there. What's up, Luna? Good morning. All right, we are live over on the Arena. Back on there. Got that all fixed up. So we're live on the Arena. We're live on Abstract. We're live on X. Dead, good to see you, man, over on Abstract. And we're live on YouTube. Smash the like wherever you're watching. Oh, well, you know what, Choina, maybe good news is I'll probably be doing more of the shorter videos too, like the 15, 20-minute videos. We got family in town, which is awesome. But I'm probably going to start doing just over the next week, especially see if I can hit that groove and like start doing those recorded ones more. But dude, good for you. I hope you have fun out there. Is that work or is that fun? But pretty cool. Come over to YouTube, subscribe to Crypto Slam. Can't catch these live shows, man. Do like Choina, catch the replays over there. Got some more guests in the pipeline too, which is super cool. Super cool. In fact, I'll put one on your radar when we get to virtuals today. There's a virtuals agent there that I think is way under the radar that I don't see many people talking about, and they should be. Like if Bernie was a cook, and it was, then there's an agent out there that I think is like has the same kind of potential as Bernie. So we'll share that in a minute. Cutie, good morning. You can follow me at Hudah_idiot on X. Follow us at CryptoSlam.io. And then our flagship AI agent, it is the Swarm. I'm really looking forward to... Some of you guys know Randy, right? He's doing something really cool behind the scenes that I'm very excited for you guys to see, because you will see it on the timeline. And man, for me at least, that's like my go ahead to go start cooking on the timeline. Can't wait. Dude, I peeked at the Swarm. I think it's like a 900K market cap. I wish I were really liquid. I'll say that. I never know what to say about that thing, right? But points. Cats, you probably know this. You do. Yeah, Cats, you do. Cats, Swarm does get you points, right? Virtuals points, even though it's not Genesis. It does get you points for holding, right? Or not anymore, actually. It's only with the green, lock. So you don't get diamond hand points. You do get points for buying it, though, right? I think that's how it works. So maybe I don't know. I think we got to do staking or something. But anyway, the news alone is going to get that guy rocking. Virtuals, ACP, big stuff. Just, well, yeah, again, There's plenty to say about that soon. Let's look at the crypto market here. Let me refresh as well. How are we? I mean, us holding above 100 is phenomenal. Here we are at 102.6. Bitcoin down 1.3%. They killed the holding points with a new virtual staking, but they still do get points, right? Like agents still get, like, you know, again, if their tokens are locked, they accrue. It's just that virtual staking is the best you can do. Yeah. The difference here is you don't get points for holding virtuals. You only get points for virtuals if you stake it. Agents, though, you still get points if you hold, if their tokens are locked, right? And then when you buy agent tokens, you get points for that too. But beyond that, just holding an agent token, unless they're Genesis and they're locked, you're not getting points there. And then, of course, tweeting about it. ETH. It might be ETH season, man. It's looking like it. Here's ETH 2,500. Everything down in the past 24 hours, though. Not crazy, but there it is. Ripple 248. Solana 171. On the ETF side, guys, 319 million inflows. That's the Bitcoin ETFs. On the ETH side, actually, very curious about this. 63 mil. Nice. 63 million inflows here. Okay, cool. What Katz and I were just talking about, I'm going to review that here in a minute when we get to virtuals, but it's really important because points have changed, right? The way that points work they've changed multiple times on virtuals for the better too. I get what they're doing. But I want to make sure you guys are updated with how those do work right now. We might jump to virtuals pretty quickly here too. In fact, guys, damn, we probably need to start talking about virtuals like at the front of the show here. I know we have the AI show in the afternoon, but it's kind of the most important thing out there, isn't it? I think it is. Dude, China, appreciate that retweet. I forgot. I'm going to do that as well. Thank you, sir. Okay. So we've talked about this a few times, man, and we'll keep talking about it. Google search trends, especially with Bitcoin here. You know, nobody, you know what? A little bit of an uptick here at the very end, but nobody's searching for Bitcoin. Nobody's talking about Bitcoin outside of us, outside of our echo chamber. Nobody's paying attention to Bitcoin right now, which is pretty fucking phenomenal considering where we're at. Again, 102K, touched 105 just a couple days ago. And attention searches, 6-month low. We got another prediction from, let me think who it was. Hang on. It was maybe Matt Hogan. No. Hang on. Not Matt Hogan. It was, Adam Beck. Adam Beck. Oh, did that just drop this morning, China? Core PPI falls to 2.4. Oh, dude, amazing. I thought this was a couple days ago. Was that CPI a couple days ago? I think it was. And then today's PPI. Good. It's just numbers moving in the right direction. Beating expectations is awesome. I have a feeling the economy is actually in better shape than some people might want to say it is. Just a feeling here. Adam Beck is predicting. I might have this coming up too, but whatever. Predicting, guys, for this cycle. And by the way, he's going to be a gigable like Michael Saylor, but he's predicting 500K to 1 million Bitcoin like this cycle. I think he might even say in 2025. I don't see that, but I don't think that's the craziest thing either. I don't think it's the craziest thing. That's a great point. People ask AI about Bitcoin now. It's not a Google search. That's a really great point. Because we're trying to find out if there's a new place, like a new term people are searching for, but it could be a whole new like avenue people are searching. It's a really good point. Jazz, good morning. But that said, checked out Ethereum this morning, going back the past 12 months, and Ethereum's definitely getting that uptick. And I'm even doing the incorrect spelling like Sammy pointed out, because Ethereum people just do that. But Ethereum at a 61 right now. So, and the way this is measured, guys, it goes by like whatever's the all-time high gets the number 100, right? Gets 100 score. And then everything else is compared against that. So all-time high in the past year for Ethereum was back in November. I'm going to flip this to like all time too. But back in November, right now we're at a 61. So it's climbing here for ETH. ETH is in a really, really interesting spot right now. I'm going to go back 5 years, see how that looks. I mean, well off the high here from 2021. There's May 2021. We're at a 17 compared to that. That will come back. I don't think that comes back now. Maybe this cycle, though. That takes a whole different kind of belief in crypto, right? It does. It requires that people think like their lives are changed, the world's changed, everything's different now, right? And that like this new wealth creation that's happening keeps happening and it never stops, right? Like that's the headspace a lot of us were in back then. That has to happen for this to come back up to that level. And I do think that's going to happen again. In fact, was listening to a Spaces last night. I don't know if it was with NFT Now or if it was with, actually it was a Leonidas Spaces and Medved was on there. You guys know that dude, right? And they were talking about when NFTs come back, and it kind of was this conversation here. It was like NFTs don't really come back, and we don't get the mania that we had last cycle until like the wealth effect happens. And we have the pieces in place for that to happen. We do. They're not, I don't think they're close to happening, but the pieces are on place. Like the pieces are on the board for that to happen. That is stablecoin legislation. It is like broader crypto market legislation and regulations. And it's like the AI robotics future that's coming here. So this is more like a 5-year thing. It's why I still think stuff cooks this cycle, but I don't think we see that all-time high, crazy stuff till 2030, same time that everybody's predicting $1 million Bitcoin. That's the perfect storm that creates this environment again. 5 years off. That's my guess. And as of right now, it makes perfect sense. AI, picture how different AI is going to be in 5 years, guys. And then, so yesterday I showed another Elon Musk video, and he's talking about this future. Actually, we probably did this a couple days ago as well, but saying, look, it's not UBI that's coming, it's UHI. It's universal higher income. It's just that production's easier and cheaper. And so the cost of things go down. Again, we talk about this a lot, trying to figure out what this looks like, what it actually looks like. And that's the scenario that, again, this happens in. I see it so clearly. At least I see those pieces out there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's the Adam. Is it Back or Beck? I thought it was Beck, but maybe it's Back. Thinks Bitcoin's going to 500K or a mil this cycle. I don't think that, but I do see that scenario. Like that's how I like to like look at things, by the way. What I think is likely, but then I like to test like the extremes. Like, here's what I think can happen because, but then I try to picture best case scenario, and then I try to think of worst case scenario too. And then I get my like weirdo crazy range, right? I could see it happening. I could definitely see this happening, like perfect scenario. That means crypto legislation happens. It means like that adoption, the institutional adoption really happens, like really accelerates. And it means like something that I think will happen too. When it starts cooking, nobody's letting go of their Bitcoin. So it's like supply shock is like probably the most important part that gets us to those prices. But like guys who are those institutions that are buying up Bitcoin, they're not selling them here because once it gets there, they get it. They get it's going to millions. Like they get the Bitcoin's going to like a gold market cap. They're not letting it go at 500 or a mil. They're holding for multiple millions. That's how we get there, though. And I think it's actually pretty likely. Now, Matt Hogan, this is pretty cool. Spent the past few days at the annual conference of a major advisory firm. I don't know what that is exactly. By the way, Consensus is going on right now. Actually, we got one of our Crypto Slam guys out there. If you're watching, Pasquin, have fun. Make some deals. But yeah, any of you at Consensus are going? I wish I was. We were chatting about getting a few of us from the team out there. Didn't make it. We'll make it. Anyway, Matt Hogan, ETH Bull. This is pretty awesome. Big unlock is happening for financial advisors. Suspects that every major advisory firm will have the ability to invest in crypto ETPs by the end of this year. Level of interest in crypto very high. inflows will be measured in many billions. Look at that, dude. Like right now, we look at inflows, right? And it's we're talking millions, but we're talking like hundreds of millions a day, especially in Bitcoin. And he thinks we're going to get to the point where it's measured in billions, and that's probably this year. We've seen a day of $1 billion plus in the Bitcoin ETFs. But we're probably very soon going to start seeing billions a day. And I don't think most people are picturing what that looks like. We should start like playing, having fun, and getting in that headspace, man, because that is coming. This is great. 5% is the new 1% for portfolio allocations. Guys, there's a lot of money coming. There's a ridiculous amount of wealth out there. Ridiculous. And look, a lot of guys who have accumulated that wealth are very smart investors. And I think a lot of them felt crypto was still too risky for them to start allocating like heavily into. But that is changing. That's why these regulations that are coming are so important. That's what gives guys like this with that big money the peace of mind to come invest. Until those come, and until like very recently, there's still the risk. Probably not for us because we believe in this, but for most of these guys, the risk was always there that this could go to zero. Because these aren't guys with like conviction like we have that believe in this tech and believe that this is like a train you can't stop. A lot of them don't know that, don't believe in it, and probably are starting to. But they're just looking at the asset and they see the risk and they see our legislators still fighting to kill it. And of course, they're not going to go hard into it. And that's changing. And it's been changing over the past 6 to 12 months, especially over that time. But Genius Act, FIT 21, these things come different game. 5% of these allocations start going towards crypto. It's just like a rough number, right? It just means these guys are ready to allocate heavily. They get it. They believe in it. They feel safer about it. Interest in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's why we saw interest ticking up here, which is awesome. Fielded more Ethereum questions in the past few days than in the past 6 months. It's ramping up, man. ETH is probably a really, really spicy buy right now. Oh, dude, he's going to be at Consensus. Cool shit. In Toronto. Hope we get some cool stuff out of there. Now, something I am really excited for. It's, well, those legislation, the Genius Act guys, been waiting for this moment. Hit just look, at this point, just a bump in the road last week. Right? Genius Act was supposed to pass easily, and it didn't. That last minute flip from, 9 of the Senate Democrats. They lost their votes, whatever. It's turned into a really like shitty political issue. That said, there's probably something to like why they flipped, right? Republicans probably playing games. But Brian Armstrong last week said, look, it's not that was expected, but he's like, look, this is just kind of part of the process too. And he expects to have a new vote on the Genius Act soon. And it does sound like that's happening now. So multiple people reporting progress on the Genius Act here. Reports that this probably at this point does have the votes to pass. So whatever caused the Democrats to flip on it, some of them are being flipped right on back, which is great. Cynthia Loomis speaking about this. I'm going to play this clip actually. But Cynthia, I don't know where this is. Brian Armstrong there too. You never know too with these videos, by the way, guys. Yeah, China, that's it. Sometimes these accounts like take old videos and they recycle them. So like I want to believe this is like very recent. It could have been weeks old, but TLDR, Cynthia Loomis thinks that by Memorial Day is still the target for this to pass. China, it's a great point. The Dems weren't liking Trump's stablecoin. That's definitely part of it. And like, so like more specifically, it was like Republicans, Democrats had like, they huddled together to work on the Genius Act, and there were some like not concessions, but there were some very specific things in the Genius Act that have to do with like wire fraud. And for whatever reason they were agreed on, but they were not included in that final bill. And that's why the Dems broke. And part of that is the Trump stuff. Like, right? They're not liking what Trump's doing with that USD1 token and the deals he's making with it. And they think that maybe if they include these things on the Genius Act, it like, I don't think they think it stops Trump, but it is all related, and it has turned very political. It has. But dude, it's coming. Here's Eleanor Turret. Oh, dude. Okay, this is a lady with a new Say podcast going head to head with like my boys Nifty Q and Biggie. But again, like echoing this is coming soon. Bipartisan group of senators close to arriving at consensus on the Genius Act that can move forward after days of intense. So they've been here, guys, since this feels old. Hang on. Why she's saying last Thursday's failed cloture vote, but I thought this was the Friday before. This wasn't last Thursday. Maybe it was. Maybe I'm all out of whack with my dates. But anyway, they've been talking, negotiating since Monday, and they have made progress. Goal is to have a vote before Memorial Day, so good stuff. But Brian Armstrong, I will play this. Brian Armstrong, if this is a new video, and I think this could be an older video from like last week, but saying there's a vote coming possibly today. So yeah, again, I think this video might just be old.
Hey y'all, I'm here in DC today trying to help get legislation passed for crypto. There's a big vote for the stablecoin bill coming up hopefully tomorrow. That's going to be a big important one. And then we're going to move on to market structure legislation, which is even more important. We've been meeting with members of the Senate on both sides of the House, and there's a lot of good excitement about getting this done. Like any good negotiation, there's a lot of details to work out at the last minute, but we've been stressing the urgency of this. There's 52 million Americans who want to see this legislation get passed, and we need to make sure the industry stays on shore here in America. It's also Stand With Crypto Day. Stand With Crypto invited over 60 founders to come meet with their elected representatives to underscore this message as well. So fingers crossed, it's an exciting historic moment. Let's see if we can get some legislation passed.
Yeah, so I think this was actually from a week ago when they first voted on it and when it failed. Maybe not. I hope not. I hope it's actually today. I hope it's today. Dude, I get texts every single day that like someone's reset my password. Do you guys get that? Every day. Text that my password's been reset. Either way, it's coming. Can't fucking wait. In the meantime here, check it. The stablecoin like adoption, right? People building in the stablecoin like arena, dude, not slowing down. It's only growing. It's only growing. It's man, incredible. Panic, good morning, man. Appreciate you. Really, really appreciate that, man. Check it, though. MoonPay, MasterCard, joining forces to enable stablecoin payments. Dude, at 150 million global businesses. Dude, they need, look, it's not that the stablecoin legislation like can ultimately fail. It can't. It's already like, what are they going to do? Ban all these stablecoins at this point? I guess they could. Yeah, actually they could. And man, you look for like a black swan event, what could actually crush us? Yeah, something like that could. Absolutely could. If it's like that important for getting us into that next gear, that next part of this cycle, it has the effect on the other side too. They ban them, whatever. Terrible. There's no way that happens. There's no way that happens. But to Choina's point, the one way it happens is because the Trump stablecoin. The Trump stablecoin like is such a thorn in their side and is such like an egregious whatever that they try to crush it. I don't see it happening, but big stuff. And guys, this is so exciting. Out of everything we talk about today, this might be what I'm most excited for. As like small as this seems, and it's not a crazy story, but man, we talked a lot about stable coins and competition, and the competition is great for us, right? Because then they're going to get really competitive with the yield they offer. And so here's Ledger now offering almost 10% APY. And we see this like all around crypto. Now we're seeing it with the Memecoin launch pads, and they're like battling to see who can be the most rewarding. It's like, man, I'm thinking of the right way to even like frame this, and I want to put together like a nice little like a nice write-up on X. That era of abundance, and it's not like crazy. It's not like the abundance like I'm picturing in 5 years, like the Elon Musk narrative. It's not like that, but it is a different era for crypto where, like founders have a choice. Either max extract and then kill us for the rest of the cycle, or like I tweeted yesterday, like just dial it in favor of the traders. You still make money as a platform, as a project, but if you dial the reward structure in favor of traders more, you keep feeding them. This is like the royalty discussion. If you have like the marketplaces dialed in favor of the creators, it kept them going, right? It did. It kept creators going and kept delivering, and it kept the markets like moving and liquid. The same effect that you have there with creators, though, dial the rewards in favor of traders, and then we'll keep the projects liquid. We'll mint their stuff out. If you can keep us fed with money, we'll keep playing your token drops. We'll keep playing your NFT drops. This is a big deal. And I do think like the platform sharing rewards should be compared right to royalties. It's just two different sides. And it's almost like they're on the same side, both things that fuel the market and fuel growth. It all involves giving more money to the people participating, not the people right in the middle that are extracting. So this, I think, is a big deal. And this is a big time sign of where we're at. And it's only going to get more competitive. It's good shit. Now, this clown. Look, she's got a point here, too. I'm not a Trump stan. And I don't think everything he's doing is kosher in crypto at all. But here's Elizabeth Warren again talking about, Trump's crypto deals. Now, I got to see real quick. Is she talking about his Memecoin or his stablecoin? I think this is the Memecoin. Company with ties to China. Well, let's play her video.
A company.
And I'll make this clear. This does feel like a problem. But I don't think our rules right now are the solution either. Iraq, good morning, man. Mike Bennett, good morning, man.
A company with ties to China just announced that it's pouring money into Donald Trump's pockets. It said that it's investing as much as $300 million into the president's Memecoin. And that's not even the craziest part. The company had about 8 employees on its payroll, and it had 0 revenue last year. So where is this company getting that kind of money? Well, apparently from a stock sale to an unnamed entity in the British Virgin Islands. So we have no idea where this company is getting its money. We have no idea if it's just a shell company for the Chinese government or some other foreign government or company is using it to try to buy off the president. And we have no idea if they're getting something in return for this big investment in Donald Trump personally. It is corruption in plain sight. The former Republican chairman of the House Ethics Committee said out loud what we are all thinking. These foreign entities and governments obviously want to curry favor with the president.
Yeah. There's something not right there. It's very obvious. Like, use your spidey senses. Does that feel totally kosher? Nah. But I don't think you ban it. I don't think you block it. I don't think what we, it's like, I think we're just seeing like the age of our current, like our laws. They don't fit. We've changed so much over the past couple decades. IP law doesn't work anymore. I know. This is what's fucking nuts though. Marty, did you really? Marty's got a wild story. He's got a wild, yeah. This is what shocks me. Them calling this out. This is what they do. It's a game. I'm not surprised by this. This is what they do. It's all corrupt. Every single one of them is. Some of them don't realize they are. Some of them do. I think she does. I think she does know what she's doing, and I think she's as dirty and corrupt as they come. And I think she knows. But it's just wild where they'll like focus on the one thing and try to destroy it and call that out as corrupt while they're doing other things. By the way, I'm saying that and I'm not going to point out specific examples of her. I don't know. I'm not pretending to be an expert. But they're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. It's disgusting. It's why I mostly, to some degree, don't pay attention to this shit anymore because you realize that I think everybody has a moment at different ages. Everybody comes to it and they realize how fucking much of a game it is and how rigged it is. Okay, let's put the tinfoil hat on. I'm going to go start talking to aliens for a second. It's like, okay, there was a new whistleblower. Let me see if I can find it. But talking about, he made a comment and it was taken a little out of context, but he said, we live in the Matrix. And he wasn't saying that we live in the Matrix. It's I'll show you. It's this guy right here. right? And he's not saying we live in the matrix as in we actually live in a simulation. He's saying the way we live our life and like the rules and structure around us, that's the simulation. It's all fake. There's like literally a game that we're set up to be playing right now. Meanwhile, we have different tech that's actually out there. I love that the orb thing is picking up traction. I still don't believe that's real. I don't know. Actually, I could see it either way. 50-50 on that. Actually leaning more towards it's real, but I don't know. But it's all fake. It's all a game. And those people there, some of them realize it's a game and they're playing it. Some of them don't. There's so many people in power that don't even realize how fucked up and how fake everything is, but it's a game. And some of them are good at playing it. And they're as corrupt as it gets, man. And I think she's one of them. The whole point of this, though, to say there is still a fight. And she is pushing, along with her buddies, to stop the Genius Act. Even though the Genius Act feels like a pretty great piece of legislation. It's all of them, man. It's all of them. What is that, Mike? I just remember when it hit me. And I'm trying to remember what it was that hit me where I'm like, oh my God, why even pay attention or care anymore? There's no, it's so broken. It's so corrupt. It's so fake. And it's all just theater. And a lot of people making money in that theater like her. Yes, sir. Yep. Anyway, just know that there is a serious effort to stop the Genius Act. I do not think they'll win. Dude, speaking of the hacking and, fucking malicious stuff going on with Coinbase, Coinbase announced today, look at this. Cyber criminals bribed and recruited rogue overseas support agents to pull data on, they literally got to Coinbase employees, pull personal data on less than 1% of Coinbase users. No passwords, private keys, funds, private accounts untouched. What did they do exactly? Did they get what, like phone numbers, like the stuff we're dealing with? Is that what it is? It's got to be that, right? Is that what it is? Right? We're all getting those texts. Is that part of this story right here? Marty, did you crack this case, dude? Marty's got a wild story. I wonder if those are related. The cell phone numbers and the texts we're all getting related to that. Here's Brian talking about it. I don't think we'll play the whole 2 minutes here, but let's check it.
Hey, everyone. I want to make you aware of a disturbing email that we received recently at Coinbase. It was a ransom note demanding $20 million in Bitcoin in exchange for these attackers not releasing some information they claim to have obtained.
Is that the thing, though? Is the stuff they got is the text messages we're getting, right? Feels like it.
On our customers. Now, we like to do things transparently here at Coinbase, and so I'm going to respond publicly to these attackers by saying, no, we are not going to pay your ransom. In fact, I have a few next steps in mind that I'm going to share at the end of this video. But for the rest of you watching, wondering what happened, we did an investigation here, and these attackers have been approaching our overseas customer support agents, looking for a weak link, someone who would accept a bribe in exchange for sharing some customer information with them.
All right, I don't want to listen more, but we get the deal. Anyway. Oh, wild shit. Let's give Coinbase some flowers, though. People won't value privacy until they lose it. Dude, my spot on, dude. Because people can't picture what it means. They don't know what it means to like lose your privacy. And so they need to see an example on how it impacts them. And then they're like, oh, now it's a problem. Only when it impacts you does it matter. That's with anything. Don't give a shit until it's like you that's dealing with the consequences or dealing with the issue. And then it matters. Coinbase, first crypto company to be on the S&P 500, be included in the S&P 500. They're 157. Incredible fucking things. And then JP Morgan settles its first transaction on a public blockchain. They use Chainlink and Ondo to move tokenized treasuries outside of their private chain. Really fucking cool. Internet capital markets. We'll touch on this. I don't love it. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how it's going to play out. I get the narrative. I see the potential. I think it could be huge, or we move right onto the next meta, maybe. But there is a lot of talk about it right now. There is some, it's not weird stuff, but you got Ben, what is it, Pasternak? He's pausing new launches or featuring new projects on Believe. It's an interesting platform. Oh, if people aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, it's basically like a company or somebody with like software launching a meme coin that kind of, it's endorsed by them. It's their meme coin. It's a way to raise money. And I actually like it as much as, like, dude, that can get so dirty too, but it's like, it is the new normal. It's the new norm. Launch a token, make money on fees. These guys don't even have to dump their coins, guys. They can just make money on fees. There's something here to raising money. There definitely is. But people maybe rightfully pointing this out as not a slow rug, but extractionary. So like this starts cooking, all of a sudden they're not going to focus on any new projects really. I don't think that's the worst thing, but D's also seeing that, and it's kind of a red flag too. Kind of a red flag. And this is, the whole Launchcoin and Believe ecosystem. Right? Not like stepping on the gas while this is starting to heat up. But dude, I mean, like Pump Fund extracted what? Hundreds of millions of dollars. Here's Believe extracting 100 million a week. These guys make a lot of money. They're pulling it all out of this ecosystem. And because of that, without that making its way back in, I don't know if this meta lasts, internet capital markets. I don't know. I see both scenarios. I see it dying off real quick, or I see it absolutely sending. I don't know. I don't know if there's a middle ground there. But dude, I mean, it is just meme coins with another name. It is. But it's like, it feels like each iteration or each new meta or phase where we get a little more honest about what meme coins are, right? Like it is just tokenizing attention. It is monetizing attention. The easiest way, the most pure way to do it. Funny, weird to put pure and meme coin in the same sentence, but it's true. It's definitely true. Monetizing attention. There's no better, there's no pure way to do it. There's no easier way to do it than a meme coin. I like Zagabond has really good thoughts on meme coins in general, by the way. I like it. I like a lot of what he says. I like when he put out there, this is like a few months back, meme coins or tickers are the new hashtag. Yeah. I like that. He's got a great way of putting this stuff. Tokens unlock something far more dynamic than traditional equity. They're units of cultural and economic energy capable of capturing multiple forms of value at once. Yeah, dude, I think he gets it. And I think he's got a great way of explaining this stuff. I agree with the dude. Oh, man. I talked a little about Medved and his thoughts on, when NFTs come back. And by the way, Medved, not to go all the way back to the beginning, but Medved said he doesn't even know that will happen again, that like a cycle like 2021 will happen again. And because of what I said earlier, because I'm so sure of like what's coming, I'm so sure that a cycle that's going to blow away 2021 is coming. I'm so sure of it. Anyway, still on Launchcoin. This is wild. This is actually, for me, really bullish on virtuals. So like that Believe platform, or let's say Launchcoin, 7 figures a day in fees, right? Virtuals at the top made 300,000 in a 24-hour period in fees. That to me isn't like a bullish comment on Believe in Launchcoin, even though it is, right? To me, that's a more bullish comment or statement about virtuals, who is expanding to Solana, right? Who, look, if they keep delivering rewards like they're doing right now, right? If you're going to get rewards like you're getting now, and we're talking, guys, 100Xs or 50Xs or 20Xs, but we're talking multiple Xs here. If that keeps happening, and it's going to keep happening, at some point, everybody else comes over. They have to. Who's passing on free money? And when I say free money, there's always these scenarios, free money, if it's like not easy enough, or if it's not big enough, people aren't coming, right? That's true. That's definitely true too. If you got to jump through too many hoops, or you don't think it's going to be there long enough, like people will sit out. But when they see this continues to happen, And it's not small amounts, man. This is people going from a few $100 to like 20, 30,000 bucks. It's big money. They're all coming. This to me just shows the potential that virtuals actually has. I don't want to say it hasn't gotten started yet, but dude, it's still early in the virtuals life cycle. Let's look at NFTs real quick and then on to virtuals. I feel like I got one today from Coinbase. I think I did. All right, NFT market. By the way, I think today's numbers got a little like a scammy collection in there somewhere. Coinbase, I got one Monday. I got you've logged in on a new location or something like that, and it gives you a phone number to call. That was on Monday. Anyway, 16.6 mil in cross-chain sales yesterday. Sellers are down, buyers are down, transactions up, average sale price down, trade profits still $1 million in the negative here. Top collections. Here, there's this Avalanche one. I don't think that's actually NFTs. It's like probably an NFT that backs like a liquidity position. 6.8 mil, 8 mil. It's not like a sale. Right? It's like people like staking or providing to an LP or something. Courtyard D Market, Guardian Heroes, Bored Apes, Pudgy Penguins, Crypto Punks, Ethos Validators, still doing some numbers. Pretty cool. And CryptoPunk 6456 is your top sale. 51 ETH, 129,000 bucks. Really cool. Rafiq Anadol partnering with Lionel Messi to create a new AI piece of art that features his favorite goal. It's pretty cool. What is it, a 1-1? Yeah, it's going to be a 1-1, it looks like. Rafiq having a moment. MapleStory. Looks like you have a... I don't know if you're actually minting something here like an NFT. I think maybe. Actually, I do think you mint a character. I went on the site and just poked around. But they did launch a coin today. NXPC. Dude, this launched at like a $3 billion market cap. So like cooking. Does it stay there? I doubt it, but it's great to see a game with those kind of numbers, man. Yeah. We'll take it. I like it. MetaMask CEO confirms native Sol support coming this May. Oh, dude, this month. Dude, that's cool. Solana in MetaMask. Cool shit. MetaMask really need to go catch up. Yes, catch up to Magic Eden. They're going to have swaps between Solana and ETH and, you know, your tokens on any chain. Swap them all in MetaMask is coming. And Bitcoin soon too, right? Also, rumors really starting to ramp up, and this is because the CEO of MetaMask is like hinting at it. Said they may still. They didn't say they're launching a coin. They might. They're still considering a coin, is the way he said it. So be on the lookout for that. We might get a MetaMask token drop, which is cool. And then Phantom launching their own LST, Phantom Staked Soul, P-Soul. Marty, what a guy, advising the scammers. Good shit. All right, let's peek at virtuals. I'm going to show you who needs to be on the radar here. I did not, dude. I got it like 100 points. I didn't even get 100 points, dude. I got like nothing. That's weird, dude. I think most of my stuff gets a diamond hand bonus too. So I'm trying to think of why. Although I staked my Vader, that could be why. And did I stake? Oh, I know. Because I'm not staking my virtuals now, so I'm not getting points for that. That's why. That's why. Okay. Anyway, Katz was talking about SuperConnect. Katz got in here. Look, less oversubscribed than GPT Wars. So get a bigger chunk. 1,000 less participants here. So again, you get a bigger chunk of token here. And let's see. 1.6 mil market cap. Guys, that is still a 8x. That's an 8x. You either get in there with a big chunk and you sell for an 8x, or you hold this thing. You got a ton of tokens in theory, and so you're getting a ton of points. If this is locked, I got to go back and double check, but you get a ton of points while hopefully it just holds its value at like 200K above. That's all you need to happen. It just needs to hold its value for this to be worth your time. So let's see here. Dude, their site is very slow now. They're getting hammered. Okay, yeah, this is locked for 32 days. So for 32 days, you're accruing points here. And again, if this just holds above a 200K market cap, which is not hard for these to do, man. Remember like pump fund coins? Remember if you buy right away at like a 7K market cap, if it gets dumped to nothing, you kind of don't lose. You basically are down like 5% if it like goes to nothing. There was a game you could play there on pump fund coins. You buy right away. There's almost no downside. The same is probably true on these, but more like that 200K market cap. There's like no downside. So if you go heavy at like the mid-tier stuff, like Ling might actually be interesting. See, now Ling is only at a 400K market cap. That is still a 2x from where it opened. And it was only just over 100% oversubscribed, meaning you could get a big chunk of that supply. In fact, can we go back and look at the points allocated? If you could look at the points allocated, then you could start seeing how many points it would have taken to get the max supply, which is 0.5%. But basically, for very few points, you get much more tokens than if you go into a really hyped one. So you get more points out of it. And also, again, in theory, you're still cooking every bit as much. It's still a 2x. And again, if this pulls back to a 200K market cap, you're even grinding out points for no cost other than your points. It's wild stuff, man. They really have got something here with this platform. They really do. Let's peek at Axelrod. I still think Axelrod could be the next AI XBT. 15 mil market cap. I always keep in mind if I were very liquid, what I would go hard at, it would be Axelrod. I think Axelrod very well could be a 50 mil market cap. I really think it could do that 100 mil thing. It just depends on the broader, like the broader market. If this market cooks, that one's going to cook. It's going to have a ton of fucking hype behind it. Now I'm going to show you up and coming agents, and there's not a lot of great stuff here, but I am going to show you what's newly on my radar. Cats, if you were to say one agent that's on your radar, actually give me 2 agents on your radar that are out here now, what would they be? And I'm curious, anybody else, is there anything you've circled that you think maybe people are overlooking? I need to peek at this. Oh, dude, somebody's launching a Memecoin, a pure fucking, that's spicy. That's a really good idea. Somebody's launching a virgin Memecoin. They don't have it locked in. It can be kind of all over. That is a really good idea. Like just a pure meme coin launched here. I like that. Arbis, yep. I'm really hoping Arbis is on the show tomorrow. Cynthia AI. I like it. All right, I'm going to show you the one that's I think is way under the radar and has a ton of potential. It's Babysitter. Babysitter. It's this one right here. Okay. As simple as this. Ready? We liked Bernie because it was a top 10 virtuals hackathon finisher, right? Finished at like 7 or 8. Babysitter also was a top 10 finisher. Finished at number 6. For that reason alone, it's going to get attention. It's going to get to 100%. The less people talk about it, the better that ends up looking for people committing points too. But that vets this project, right? When you're looking at all these agents, you're like, is this bullshit? Is this real? Like, is there a real team and is it a real product? It's kind of hard to tell. Man, if you were in the virtuals hackathon and you placed in the top 10, you're vetted. To a degree, you're vetted. Because people looked at the project and they voted on it. Pretty cool. Team with over 5 years hands-on experience in MEV and blockchain. Babysitter's an AI agent protecting the next billion on-chain agents from scams, hacks, and costly mistakes. Analyzes transaction intent, simulates outcomes, leverages a network of sentinel agents to detect and block threats before they happen. This is going to get plugged into an ACP. By the way, Arbis on their website and I think their white paper talk about ACP as if they're in it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's already plans for more swarms, or if they plug Arbis into the trading fund, the hedge fund trading DAO. I won't be surprised. Arbis, I see where he fits. If you plug Cato into these trades, have some mindshare metrics on top of the market stuff. Spicy. Babysitter needs to be on the radar for everybody. You'll probably see the conversation around it ramping up. Right now, nobody's really talking about it. Like their Twitter account is like 90 followers, 100 followers now, like basically nobody. But Babysitter does need to be on the radar. I do think it's going to cook. It's like my bet, it easily completes. And it probably gets to like 1,000 plus. Right now, just nobody's talking. I wish there were a way that you could still benefit from finding these early. There's really no benefit. Just because you find it early doesn't help you, right? It's open for 24 hours and all, right? But I wish there were a way that if you found early, you still can get in. So it would almost be cool if, how about this? When the commit period opens, or maybe there's some like pre-commit window too, but maybe the earlier you commit, there's like, it's weighted towards your percentage, right? You get like a multiplier on your percent. There's something there that could be cool. But anyway, Babysitter, keep your eye on it. That is the dark horse. And I don't think it'll be dark horse. I think there'll be consensus out there that this is a winner. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I have spoken with the team too, and they are going to come on the Swarm report as well. I believe we've got next Tuesday for them to come on, which I think is the day their token goes live. But again, I think under the radar because small followers, right? You know what I mean? Small accounts, but I think they're legit. So do your digging into Babysitter. We'll talk about it on the afternoon show today too. But I think you're looking at your next winner after Arbus. And there might be multiple winners. Like we saw over the past couple of days, they don't have to be the next biggest product. It just has to be an opportunity for points and they can win. So I think you're basically looking at a whole screen of winners at this point too. Crazy stuff. And all of this is going to lead to all of your buddies finally coming over here. The fact that in the chat here, we had somebody yesterday who put in 1 virtual, turned it into 100 virtual. And then when you start scaling that and you see what potential's here, crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. Dead. The amount of people in Pokemon is ridiculous. It'll soon roll to NFTs and crypto. Yeah, man. Dude, yep. Dude, spot on. DeYank, good morning, man. All right, we do not have our second hour today. So I'm bummed. No Jay Squiggle today. Got family in town. I'm now taking up the living room and I literally do this in my living room. It's ridiculous. But yeah. I hold the house hostage while I do these shows. We will have our Swarm report this afternoon. So I'll see you guys at 2 p.m. A lot of talk about what we just saw here, right? But we'll still talk about all this stuff, get a little more in depth. And so we'll dive into what those opportunities are. What's the best plays out there? Doodles, getting that date locked in. Talked to them yesterday. Doodles are coming on the show. We'll have the Babysitter AI on the show. We'll have Arbus on the show. And we'll get DGenC rescheduled. They are not going to make it today, but we'll get them back here. So just a heads up about all of that. Subscribe over here at Crypto Slam on YouTube. Check out our AI agent. That is the Swarm. Gentlemen, ladies, do we have any ladies watching these days? Whirly girl, MIA. We'll get them back. We'll get her back. Boys, great hanging with you like always. We'll see you in a few hours on the afternoon show, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you. Peace.